I was lucky enough to marry Ree Smith, working together on our family ranch west of Pawhuska. I don't think she ever wants to see another feed bill for the rest of her life.
Ladd Drummond is preparing to say a difficult goodbye as his wife, Ree Drummond, faces a devastating health battle. Best known as the Pioneer Woman, Ree has won the hearts of millions with her warmth, humor, and culinary talent.
Ree Drummond, the popular Oklahoma chef and entrepreneur better known as the Pioneer Woman.
But behind the scenes, their world has been turned upside down by a tragic cancer diagnosis that has reshaped their lives in ways they never imagined. What led to this heartbreaking chapter in their journey? Stay with us as we uncover the story of love, resilience, and the fight for hope in the face of adversity. Ree Drummond, Ranch and Beyond. Ree Drummond, born Anne Marie Smith on January 6, 1969 in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, grew up with the charm of a small oil town and the wide-open beauty of the countryside. Her early life was split between a scenic home near a country club and the real heart of her childhood, a working cattle ranch. With two brothers and a sister by her side, Ree's days were filled with the practical tasks of ranch life and the joy of nature, setting the stage for a life full of passion and hard work. The cattle ranch was more than just a backdrop for young Ree. It was a place where she learned about the importance of the land, the value of honest work, and the warmth of a close-knit family. Amid the vast skies and sprawling fields, she discovered a deep appreciation for the simple pleasures. A hearty meal made from fresh produce, the satisfaction of a day spent outdoors, and the lasting bonds of family. These early lessons instilled in her a strong sense of responsibility and a love for life that would guide her for years to come. Ree began her education at Bartlesville High School, where she balanced the challenges of rural living with the demands of school. It was during these formative years that she found her voice in writing. Whether crafting essays or weaving tales of everyday adventures, she discovered that words could capture the beauty of the world around her. This budding passion for storytelling laid the groundwork for what would later become a celebrated career. After graduating high school in 1987, Ree left the familiar landscapes of Oklahoma for the bustling life of Los Angeles, California. Drawn by the vibrant campus life and renowned programs at the University of Southern California, she embarked on a new chapter in her academic journey. Initially, she pursued journalism, eager to share her unique perspective with a wider audience. However, her curiosity soon led her to switch her focus to the study of aging, known as gerontology. This change not only broadened her understanding of life, but also enriched her skills in connecting with people from all walks of life. By 1991, she had earned her degree, equipped with a diverse education that would serve as a strong foundation for her future endeavors. Rugged love. Ree found herself back in her hometown for a brief period between big moves from Los Angeles to Chicago. During this pause, she enjoyed a night out with close friends at a local bar, a night that would unexpectedly change her life. Amid the laughter and friendly chatter, her path crossed with Ladd, a man whose rugged charm and deep connection to the cowboy way of life immediately caught her attention. Ladd, a true son of the ranch, grew up surrounded by the traditions of a ranching family. Today, he carries on that legacy at the Drummond Land and Cattle Company alongside his brother. From the moment they met, there was an undeniable spark between the two. Even if Ladd's response was a bit delayed, he did not reach out to her until about 4 months later. Once Ladd made contact, they quickly arranged a date. Their very first meeting turned out to be as warm and genuine as one might expect from two people who share a love for simple, honest living. The date ended on a sweet note with a kiss on Ree's porch, and it was clear that her heart had been captured completely. The connection grew stronger rapidly. Within just a couple of weeks after that initial meeting, Ladd expressed his feelings, and the two began building a life together. In less than a year from that fateful meeting, Ree and Ladd were married. Their wedding marked the beginning of a new chapter, one defined by shared dreams, hard work, and a mutual respect for each other's passions. Not long after they tied the knot, the couple welcomed their first daughter, Alex. This joyful event was soon followed by the arrival of more children: Paige, Todd, Bryce, and Jamar. As the family grew, so did the bonds between its members. Though their children have now moved out to carve their own paths in the world, Ree and Ladd continue to cherish the life they built together, full of love, laughter, and memories that span a lifetime. Ladd is known as much for his rugged style as for his tireless work ethic. With his ever-present Wrangler jeans and a fondness for a favorite soft drink, he stands as a symbol of the cowboy spirit in its purest form. However, beyond his outward appearance lies a man who is a skilled rancher, a devoted father, and a loving husband. His daily life is proof of the values of hard work and resilience. Even during tough times, when the ranch's demands push him to the edge, Ladd remains steadfast in his commitment to his family and the land that defines him. On several occasions, Ree has always worried about the toll that long, grueling days take on him. There were times when she saw him return home exhausted and bruised from a demanding day of work. Her concern was always mixed with admiration, as she knew that the life he led was one that he cherished deeply, a life rooted in the legacy of the ranching tradition. Family life for the Drummonds is a carefully balanced act. Amid the relentless rhythm of ranch work, Ree and Ladd have made a point of nurturing their relationship. Even when days are packed with responsibilities and the pressures of running a family business seem overwhelming, they always manage to find moments to be together. Their evenings are often spent side by side on the couch, sharing a quiet time that feels almost sacred in its simplicity. It is during these moments that they reconnect over their mutual love for classic movies, films that remind them of simpler times, and a shared taste in snacks that bring smiles to their faces. Their approach to leisure, though modest, is a vital reminder of the strength and comfort that comes from being with someone who understands you completely. What makes their story even more inspiring is the way they have managed to blend their work with their personal lives seamlessly. The ranch is not just a place of labor. It is also a home where values are passed down from one generation to the next. In this space, every challenge faced is a lesson learned, and every moment of joy is shared by the entire family. The Drummonds' journey is not without its hardships. There have been seasons when the weight of the work seemed too much, and Ree's concerns for Ladd's well-being were at the forefront. Yet, even in these moments of vulnerability, their bond only grew stronger, proving that love and commitment can weather even the toughest storms. Pioneer passion. In 2006, a surprising twist of fate gave Ree unexpected free time that would change her life forever. Her husband decided to take all 4 of their young children, ranging from a 1-year-old to a 6-year-old, along to work with him. For the first time in years, Ree found herself alone at home with hours stretching ahead, free from the constant demands of homeschooling and parenting. That quiet time sparked an idea that would eventually reshape her world. With the house completely to herself, Ree decided to try something new. She had always loved writing and had been curious about the world of blogging. The idea was simple: share her life and her new experiences on the family ranch with others. At that time, she had only seen one blog by another homeschooling mom who was raising triplets on her own. Feeling inspired, Ree began writing about her adventures and challenges after moving from a fast-paced city life in Los Angeles to the rustic, wide-open spaces near Pawhuska, Oklahoma. Ree's life had taken a dramatic turn. Gone were the days of city lights and busy streets. In their place were rolling fields, hard work on a ranch, and a lifestyle she had never imagined. Despite her initial uncertainty about ranch life, she jumped in with enthusiasm. Although she grew up in an environment far removed from cattle work, she was eager to learn and embrace this new way of living. It was a far cry from her previous life, yet it felt right. Ree decided to document every step of this journey through a blog that she set up on a free website platform. Initially, she imagined that only her family, especially her mother who lived in Tennessee, would read her posts. The blog, which started under a different name, was a simple collection of her daily experiences and honest reflections. Little did she know that her genuine writing style would attract readers from far beyond her circle of family and friends. With each post, Ree's words resonated with more people who found comfort and humor in her unfiltered take on ranch life. Her blog quickly grew, word spreading naturally as readers shared her stories with their own networks. The honest, funny, and sincere tone in which she described her struggles and small victories made her work stand out among countless other voices online. Over the next few years, Ree's blog transformed into a major platform. By 2009, her unique perspective had earned recognition from major media outlets. Her honest portrayal of life on the ranch, combined with her willingness to share both the hard work and the moments of pure joy, turned her simple blog into a trusted source of inspiration for many. What began as a personal project to keep in touch with family became a full-blown movement as people all over the country began to see the value in her approach to life. The blog soon took on a more focused identity as Ree started to include food and cooking in her posts. It wasn't long before her first recipe, an easy and delicious way to cook a steak, became a hit with her readers. Cooking, like ranch life, was presented in a down-to-earth manner that made it accessible for anyone wanting to try something new in the kitchen. This new element added to the blog helped bridge the gap between simple country living and everyday life in kitchens across America. People not only wanted to read about life on the ranch, but they also wanted to bring a piece of that simplicity into their own homes. Ree's creative energy did not stop at the blog. Her journey inspired her to take on more challenges and opportunities. She went on to write a book that shared her experiences and recipes in a format that was both friendly and practical. The book quickly became popular, proving that her way of connecting with people resonated with many. As her profile grew, major magazines and television networks took notice. By 2011, her blog was receiving millions of page views every month, and her life was featured in prominent publications. Even a television show centered around her life and cooking made its debut on a major food network, cementing her status as a true pioneer of the modern American lifestyle. Despite all these accomplishments, Ree remains humble about her success. She often reflects on how unexpected her journey has been. What started as a few hours of unexpected free time turned into a grand adventure filled with hard work, creativity, and an ever-growing community of supporters. For Ree, the journey is not just about achieving fame or financial success. It is about staying true to herself and embracing a life filled with simple pleasures, hard work, and genuine connections with people who appreciate her honest approach. Every day on the ranch is a lesson in resilience and self-discovery. Ree learned that life is full of surprises, and that sometimes the best opportunities come when you least expect them. When she first began her blog, she never imagined that her words would touch so many lives. Instead, she was simply sharing a part of her daily routine, hoping to keep in touch with her family and document her own personal growth. Today, her story is an inspiration to anyone who dares to follow their heart and take a chance on something new. Unplanned stardom. Ree's success online soon led to a new and exciting adventure, her own Food Network show. Even after 10 years on television, her show remains a favorite among fans who appreciate the warmth and honesty she brings to every episode. For most people, starting a show that reaches millions of viewers would feel like a huge turning point in life. Many would expect such a moment to change everything, but for Ree, it was simply another part of her journey. Despite the fame and the endless stream of new opportunities, she still lives in the same house and on the same ranch that she always has. This familiar setting keeps her grounded and reminds her of where she came from. Instead of letting her success change who she is, Ree has managed to keep her feet firmly on the ground while her world slowly expands in wonderful ways. Her television career has opened up a door to many new experiences. Ree has had the chance to meet a wide range of people, including members of her camera crew from far-off lands like the United Kingdom. It is exciting for her to see how her work connects her with people from many different cultures. Fans of her show come from countries like South Africa and Australia, and this global reach has broadened her view of the world. Every new encounter has helped her see life in a different light, and she enjoys learning about the unique traditions and ideas of people from various backgrounds. Even with all these changes, Ree often says that her life feels much the same. Her heart remains tied to the ranch, the simple pleasures of cooking at home, and the daily routines that keep her connected to her roots. It is a life filled with small moments of joy, from sharing meals with family to tending to the land that has been in her family for years. The success of her blog and television show has not forced her to leave behind the simple life she loves. Instead, It has added layers to her everyday experience, giving her a chance to grow and learn without losing the essence of who she is. Ree's journey is a reminder that sometimes the best things in life come unexpectedly. She started out with plans that were quite different from where she is today. In school, she studied journalism and gerontology, and she even thought about going to law school one day. Those plans, while important at the time, took a back seat as she discovered her love for cooking. In a twist of fate, she became known as an accidental cook, a title that reflects the unplanned nature of her career. It was not something she had planned for, but it has turned into a passion that drives her every day. The idea of accidental success might sound strange to some, but it perfectly sums up Ree's story. She never imagined that sharing her recipes and everyday life would lead to global fame. Yet here she is, a beloved public figure who has remained true to her roots. Even as her work brings joy to people around the world, Ree never forgets the simple truths that guide her: the importance of family, the value of hard work, and the need to stay true to oneself. Ree's fierce fight for truth. Ree has been open about her path to better health for a long time. Since January 2021, she has shared the ups and downs of her weight loss journey with her fans. Along the way, there have been many rumors and false stories about how she managed to lose weight. Recently, Ree took the time to set the record straight. She wanted everyone to know that she never used weight loss medications like Ozempic or Wegovy, even though some posts on social media made it seem like she did. The internet can sometimes be a wild place where ideas spread quickly. Some ads on Facebook, for example, falsely claimed that she was using special supplements or even weight loss gummies to shed pounds. These stories spread fast, but Ree made sure to correct them in her blog. In a clear update posted in 2024, she explained that the journey she embarked on was entirely her own. Even though many of her friends and followers were curious about whether she had used any medications, Ree was honest in saying that she had never even heard of that class of drugs when she began her weight loss journey. Ree's approach to losing weight has always been about more than just the numbers on a scale. She has focused on overall wellness, believing that feeling good is the true measure of success. For her, the journey has been about embracing a lifestyle that includes regular exercise, moving more every day, and eating mindfully. Instead of turning to quick fixes or miracle drugs, she put her trust in natural methods and hard work. This simple approach has helped her lose a total of 50 pounds, and more importantly, it has improved her quality of life. In her update, Ree made it clear that she has no hard feelings toward those who choose to use weight loss medications. She recognizes that many people have found great help in those drugs. However, when it came to her own journey, she wanted to keep things natural. If she had known about these medications back then, or seen all the positive results that others were talking about, she might have been curious enough to try them. But without that knowledge, she simply decided to work hard and stick with her own plan. The story of Ree's transformation is not just about weight loss. It is a story of finding balance in a busy life. Every day, she makes choices that support her overall well-being. Instead of focusing on the scale, she pays attention to how her body feels after a few months of consistent exercise and healthier eating habits. This new way of living has given her more energy and a better sense of happiness. For Ree, each small step is a victory, and these victories have slowly built up into the big change she now enjoys. Along the way, Ree learned that the true goal of any healthy lifestyle is not just about losing weight. It is about embracing a way of life that makes one feel more confident and happy. Regular exercise, more movement throughout the day, and a mindful approach to food have all contributed to a sense of well-being that goes far beyond physical appearance. A day of fear and gratitude. Ree's world turned upside down one fateful day when she learned that her husband and her nephew were hurt in a serious accident on the family ranch.
The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says Ree Drummond's nephew and husband were each driving the family's fire trucks when they crashed.
It was a Wednesday that would live in her memory for a long time, a day filled with worry, pain, and, ultimately, gratitude. Ree recalls the moment she received that dreaded call, a call that no one ever wants to hear. The news was hard to accept. Both Ladd, her loving husband, and Caleb, her dear nephew, were involved in an accident while working on the ranch. On that day, the wind was strong and unforgiving, whipping across the wide open spaces of the ranch. Ladd and Caleb were driving separate fire vehicles when high winds swept across the grass and loose gravel. This dangerous mix caused their trucks to collide, sparking an accident that sent shockwaves through the family. Ree was overcome with fear as she processed the news. In that moment, all she could think about was the well-being of the two men who meant so much to her. For Ree, the accident brought a rush of mixed emotions. Her heart ached for the pain and suffering Ladd and Caleb might be enduring, and yet she also felt a deep sense of relief knowing that both were still alive, even if injured. Ladd, the ever-resilient cowboy, had managed to stand up and walk right after the accident. He chose not to get help immediately, as he wanted the paramedics to focus on Caleb, who needed urgent care.
Troopers say Caleb Drummond went to the hospital in critical condition, and Ladd Drummond declined treatment at the scene.
Despite feeling shocked by the collision and hurt in ways that were not immediately obvious, Ladd believed that he did not need extra attention. His strong sense of pride, common among cowboys, made it difficult for him to admit he was in pain. After the ambulance took Caleb away to get proper care, Ladd decided to drive himself to a hospital in Pawhuska. As he made his way to the hospital, he called Ree to explain what had happened. Hearing Ladd's calm but strained voice, Ree's heart sank. In that instant, all her strength seemed to vanish as she rushed out the door to head to town. The drive felt like an eternity as she imagined the worst, each minute filled with a mix of hope and fear. Ree later learned that Caleb, a young man of 21, had suffered several broken ribs, a concussion, and a few other injuries. Though his injuries were serious, the doctors assured her that he would heal with time. Ladd, who was 52, had sustained more severe injuries. He had broken his neck in 2 places and would need to wear a neck brace for several weeks. Despite the gravity of the situation, the news brought a small measure of comfort to Ree. It was a bitter relief to know that, although both men were hurt, their injuries were not life-threatening. In the days following the accident, Ree found herself caught between moments of fear and gratitude. She thought about how different things could have turned out. It was a terrifying thought to imagine a scenario where the accident had claimed lives or caused irreversible damage. Instead, as she began to see signs of recovery, a sense of thankfulness grew inside her. Every update on Ladd's condition, every message that Caleb was slowly getting better, felt like a small miracle that reaffirmed her faith in life. Ree's strength shone through in the way she managed her emotions during this crisis. She drew on a deep inner well of resilience, reminding herself that while pain and fear were part of life, so was the love that held her family together. In the aftermath of the accident, Ree made a choice. Instead of wishing away the incident or dwelling on what might have been, she decided to live in gratitude. Each day became a reminder of the gift of life and the importance of cherishing every moment with her loved ones. Throughout the recovery process, Ree has been a pillar of strength for her family. While Ladd focuses on healing and regaining his strength, both physically and emotionally, Ree has taken on the role of caregiver and supporter. Her days have been filled with hospital visits, phone calls, and endless rounds of encouragement. Even as she navigated the overwhelming fear of losing the 2 people she holds dear, Ree made sure to show up with kindness and a steady hand. Ree's resilient journey. Ree faced heartbreak that shook her family deeply. In October 2021, Ree's world was turned upside down by the sudden passing of her older brother, Michael Smith. Known to everyone as Mike, he was a warm and friendly soul in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. His unexpected death at the age of 54 left a huge gap in the hearts of those who loved him. Mike was special in many ways. He had special needs, and his caring nature and kind spirit made him a favorite among local first responders and community members alike. His loss was felt not only by his family, but by an entire town that admired his gentle ways. Ree remembers Mike as a constant companion from her earliest days. He was her first friend and her buddy, someone who always brought a smile even in the darkest moments. The family felt his absence deeply, and Ree spent long hours thinking of the happy memories they shared. The pain of losing Mike added to an already challenging year, and Ree's heart ached for her parents, who felt the loss the most. The sorrow of losing someone so dear was hard to bear, yet it also brought the family closer together. During this time of grief, Ree turned to her work and her family for comfort. Her husband, Ladd, remained a rock of support by her side. Together, they faced the difficult days that followed. Ladd even joined Ree on her book tour in November 2021. Their journey on the road was filled with both the sadness of loss and the joy of celebrating life. Their shared strength and care for each other shone through as they attended every event, supporting one another with every step. This busy period also marked a high point in Ree's professional life. Her cookbook, which brought her creative ideas and easy recipes to fans, soared to the top of the bestsellers list. At book signings and public events, Ree's warmth and genuine smile touched many hearts. Ladd was always there to drive Ree to these events, share in the excitement, and help sign books. Their united front during these times showed the strength of their partnership, built on years of trust and love. Ree has been married to Ladd for more than 25 years, a milestone they celebrated in September 2021. Their journey together, full of ups and downs, is a testament to the power of love and faith. Their 5 children, raised on the ranch, have grown strong and full of life through the challenges they have faced. The family continues to work together, whether it is on the ranch or in the many ventures that keep their legacy alive. Through her blog, television shows, and cookbooks, Ree has built a brand that reaches far beyond the borders of their Oklahoma ranch. Every new project and every shared moment reflects Ree's deep love for her family and her commitment to sharing her story with the world. Despite the heartache of losing Mike, Ree has shown incredible strength by focusing on the good in life. Each day is a reminder of both the pain of loss and the beauty of love, making Ree's journey one of both sorrow and hope. Her story is a shining example of how even in the toughest moments, a loving heart can find a way to keep moving forward. How do you think Ree's strength in finding gratitude even in the hardest times can inspire you to overcome your own challenges?